Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you again, Catherine.
Let's see how we can
Catherine,
position everybody
Huh?
here.
Hello.
Catherine Vodal.
That's me.
I remember you, Valentine. Remember the gunsmith? You don't remember me.
Oh.
It was a while ago.
Maybe.
No.
They were not for
Here,
you.
Here, senor, here. I'm passing them
pretty
all
great,
out.
though, so.
Oh. Well, that's good.
Oh, yes, I do remember now.
Buddy Weston.
Mm-hmm, Mr. Bloody Weston.
You get 5, senor, and then I'll pass everyone else 1.
Still
You guys
alive,
probably
Mr.
already have one, don't you?
Yeah.
So,
Got what? I don't have one. Is it free?
Cigars,
No,
buddy.
you have-
You don't have cigars?
I've got one for him. It's fine.
No, I
I'll
got
take a
There you go.
cigar.
plenty here. There we go, buddy.
Hit.
How's your hips, buddy?
Oh my god, I'm so
better?
sorry. They're in so much pain, but I forgot to kneel. Hold on.
No.
No.
no, not here.
Un
Buddy.
momento, there's a lot in my hands.
Alright, I think we should somewhat get starting.
Alright.
I think we'll just use the setup we got here, and if the people from Libertalia will just sit over there, and all the government people will sit over there. We'll have 2 minutes to have a little private discussion in our groups, and then we'll start.
Oh, he was a danger to the island and he had to be eliminated. Wow, that
Don't
Shit.
say that. Don't say it like that. Say that. Unfortunately, we were forced to.
We had to strip him of his ranks and his life.
No, this
Maybe
is unfair because they're expecting me to use all these fancy words and talk like like
do you
them.
want me to do it?
I suppose, but they're gonna ask me questions. I'm an
Right.
honest person.
Yes, I know. But remember, we can't make it sound too aggressive.
True. Okay. Can you smoke in a courtroom? Of course you can smoke in what?
You want me to ask? Is he
No.
a judge?
No,
Let me ask.
he's not a judge.
Let me ask.
No, it's fine. What? Oh,
Are you smoking?
I'm gonna ask. Judge!
can I not smoke
No.
here?
Buddy.
Sir?
Buddy.
What?
Yes?
Is it okay to smoke in here?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, you're fine.
Thank you, buddy.
Henry, by the time you're done, you're not gonna know what we were talking about. And then you're
What
not
is
gonna
he
know
even
what to
doing
say.
over there?
He's thinking under the light bulb. It's not lighting, so he's got no ideas.
No, sorry,
we
buddy.
are done, if you guys are done.
So say just a second or something. Make it look like we got something.
Okay, if you just give us one more second.
Alright, you better hurry the fuck up. Alright, we're ready.
Alright.
So, as you do know, the king has passed, and with that, the Council of the Republic wishes to overlook the treaty with the U.S. We fear that the king was leading the island down a destructive path, which would have ruined the treaty that we had in place. Which is why we have set up this meeting, or hope to set up this meeting with the U.S.
That is all?
Yes, sir.
Take the floor now then. Alright, well, we have of course proposed this meeting concerning the recent changes in politics in so-called Libertalia, considering how there's been a change of power from what I understand is the deceased King Drake. We
Aye.
had so far not recognized any changes in power, and therefore we have, is one of the reasons we have set up this meeting to get a new and proper treaty signed with both parties to mutually recognize each other. Before this whole situation, we of course were also very disillusioned with the treaty that has been imposed by Mr. King Drake. For we found that some of the terms were very unequal, mostly concerning the money transfers that have occurred in exchange for prisoners some time ago. We deemed it very unequal, at least on our standards. Therefore, we were also actively looking to get the treaty amended while Mr. Drake was still alive, but since the situation has rapidly changed since then, so one of the main reasons we have set up this meeting. And we of course are also looking to export influence regarding building a new government in Guarma, considering how there's been a shift of power, and we of course want to help establish a new democratic government which would rule Libertalia fairly and equally, so we avoid situations from the past as with Mr. King Drake. And of course, lastly, and one of the most important points, we of course want to prevent any future criminals from conducting their operations within the state of Monroe, with their main base being in Guarma. So, for example, in the past, criminals going out to Monroe and then, while being citizens of Libertalia. That, of course, we do not fancy very much. And related to that, there are also reports of illegal imports of goods that are deemed illegal within the state that have occurred on a very much rampant scale and have caused violence within the state, which we're also not very pleased with, and therefore we also wish to put provisions into a new treaty to harshen up on such smuggling acts between the island of Guarma and the state of Monroe. Thank you.
Can I just say one thing?
Go ahead.
The name Guarma was given by the former dictator Alberto Fossar, and it's a little bit disrespectful to use that. So if you wouldn't mind, please call it Libertalia.
Oh, the geographical island is I believe, called Guarma, while the nation itself is called Libertalia, at least from the understanding of our maps printed here in the United States.
Then I have to tell you that your maps are outdated.
Points taken.
Thank you.
I think one of the most important things to begin with in such a treaty between two states would be, of course, the freedom of movement. So that would be something along the lines of, how would I put it? That citizens of either nation may travel uninhibited between the state of Monroe and Libertalia unless otherwise prohibited by criminal acts, or something along the lines of that.
Right.
Sounds good.
Right. Now, second most important thing, which I personally think is very important, is of course the extraditions. I personally think it should be that extraditions should mutually be agreed upon. So, for example, if we want a citizen of Libertalia to be handed over to the US to stand trial, then we'd present a warrant, and the person would only be handed out if the government of Libertalia agreed to hand him over. So anybody with that power in Libertalia. And same otherwise, if a citizen of Libertalia was the citizen of the United States was wanted in Libertalia, then a proper warrant would have to be presented by the government of Libertalia, and then our government would have to agree on that extradition in order to carry it out.
Yes, I believe that is fair.
Aye.
Any notions of money transfers, as have been done in the past, regarding these kinds of things? I do believe they should either be restricted completely or limited to the government's own consent of either wanting that money or wanting to pay that kind of money.
I think it's something that we can
Get rid of.
Yeah.
I don't believe we need to exchange money for extraditions.
Alright. Yes. In the past, genocide, a sizable amount of money was paid out, and I do agree on the fact that this should never happen again.
And
No,
I agree.
We did not agree with King Drake's exchange.
Of course. In matters related to prohibiting any citizen of Libertalia from entering the state of Monroe, I do think it should be tied to either whenever a person is a criminal, we may curtail his right to enter the state, or whenever there's any other, how would I put it? Whenever he's either a criminal, or there's any other issues related to his reputation within the state, I think it should be within rights of both nations to refuse entry to those persons under threat of imprisonment and return. Of course.
Right.
I'll give an example for this, so it's crystal clear. For example, if point one that he's a criminal, for example, a citizen of Libertalia committed a large amount of crimes, and he's wanted in the United States, but the extradition does not go through because the government of Libertalia does not agree to hand him over, then we should be within our full rights to prohibit that person from ever entering the United States, or from entering the United States in the time period X. And same, of course, with Libertalia in the United States and otherwise.
And just to clarify, that means that if we have a citizen that you don't want in your country, that's going to be up to you to keep him out of your country, correct?
Correct.
Good.
I don't know how that would tie into any systems of identification, since I do remember King Drake having made mentions of identification for citizens of Libertalia.
We have passports for our citizens, yes.
You have passports, alright.
Still a work in progress, but we're moving towards that at least. Some of us have and some still don't.
Right. So I do take it that part of the treaty should be reserved for the notions that the passport of Libertalia should be recognized as proof of citizenship.
Aye.
Alright. And if our government decides to enact any passports for travel to Libertalia specifically, then I think that also would be a provision in the treaty itself.
Yes.
Right. Let's see here. Jurisdiction. Of course, I think it's pretty self-explanatory that the United States will recognize the Republic of Libertalia, or Libertalia, we haven't got into the government part yet, but Libertalia as a whole will recognize its territorial sovereignty, and Libertalia will do the same with the United States. I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
Aye.
Yes.
And tied into that, the Libertalia shall not exercise any powers within the United States, and vice versa, unless otherwise provision. That's also pretty self-explanatory.
Yes.
Something I would like to change that I know that my brother was against, or the king, former king, was against. He did not want any lawmen or marshals on the island, and that's something we want to open up for. Of course not. They don't have any jurisdiction, but they're welcome to visit the island.
Of course. A part of the old treaty was that the first, I quote, first 10 feet of the pier, quote unquote,
Yes.
are part of the United States.
Correct.
Correct. I do think we'd want to keep that, unless there's any objections.
No, it's not.
No.
That, of course, shall tie into that. That being part of the United States, of course, then any law enforcement entrusted with that will have power to exercise there. So I don't think there'll be any issue with that. The matter of allowing law enforcement to exercise their powers within the boundaries of other states, I think this was in provision in the previous treaty, in which I believe the U.S. Marshal Service or any other Sheriff's Department would be allowed to exercise their jurisdiction in Libertalia whenever given the permission. I believe something along the lines of that.
Yes, if given permission.
I'm not entirely 100% sure about this provision. It seems pretty weird to me when it comes to foreign relations. But if you don't have any opposition to this, then I think we can keep such a point within any treaty that that the United States lawmen can exercise their powers within Libertalia when given permission by the Libertalian government, and of course vice versa, if the Libertalian police, militia, whatever, need our permission.
Yeah, I mean, with permission, that's of course fine.
Of course. We've gone for extradition. Alright, capital crime. So this has come up often since the penal code of Libertalia was very harsh. Many, from what I understand, there were many warrants that would have grave repercussions for those who were put out against, including death. I do think it should remain that when a citizen, for example, when a citizen of the United States commits a crime that warrants execution within Libertalia, it should remain that that a period of 3 days is given, in which, at the beginning of which, the government is notified of such a person being held, and so that the person may contact for example, the United States government to get the defense going for any kind of trials or any kind of extradition treaty concerning that person can be signed at the moment.
Aye.
And vice versa, of course, for a situation with Libertalian citizens. Okay, no opposition to that, I believe. Okay, let's move on. Okay, trade. I do believe trade should be unrestricted between between Libertalia and the state of Monroe at all times, unless otherwise restricted by the government concerning diplomatic issues, political issues, or criminal charges.
Aye, it's something we're trying to open up more for, so it sounds like a good thing.
Of course, and related to that, I also would want to add a provision that persons who are found smuggling items that are prohibited within the state, but otherwise would not be prohibited within Libertalia, would be, of course, arrested and treated with criminal charges. But also that extradition would be able to be denied on grounds of smuggling illegal goods.
What is illegal? I'm not quite updated with your full law.
I don't remember the full list. The marshals remember the full list of legalizing?
Motor joints, dynamite, lockpicks, and I believe there's an additional item that I can't remember off the top of my head.
Any hemp-related product.
Yes, some drug products as well. I believe they're illegal.
And how do you propose that we limit this, since these things are not illegal in Libertalia? We don't tell people to bring them over, but we don't search people when they leave or arrive. Because we do sell, for instance, Mota joints is something we sell in our saloon. And we tell people that, don't bring them over to Monroe or the United States because it's illegal over there. But as I said, we don't search them, so we can't know for sure.
I think as long as it's, you guys voiced that it is illegal in Monroe, and you guys aren't advising or encouraging it or anything like that, we have to do our best to stop it. Am I right when I say that, Mr. Steele?
Of course.
We always inform people that it is illegal in the United States, that we recommend that they don't take it over. Again, as you know, freedom of movement, we don't restrict people from with the unreasonable searches and all.
No.
Well,
Because we
think-
grow and we
Go ahead.
dry hemp on our island, and it's something that is not considered illegal. But of course, if you want to have some kind of controls or however you want to deal with it, it's nothing that we really care about how you do it here.
Yes, well, what really concerned me was not the items being smuggled into Libertalia, but items being smuggled out of Libertalia, since they're not illegal there, but illegal here. So they look to make a quick buck by selling them over here while growing them there. It's very concerning to us as a government. And in all honesty, it can cause conflict. If people smuggle uncontrollably, it will cause conflict. Let me put it that way.
I mean, that's kind of the nature of it, though. At the end of the day, is it, Steele? I mean, we're gonna have our differences. They're allowed to have their laws the way they have them. We're allowed to have ours, but we just need to enforce ours, and they need to do the same. And as long as they're not disrespecting on what we have over here, I don't see. You know, it kind of falls on the individual, not the party, in my opinion.
Of course, but this is, of course, a problem for citizens of the state and the lawmen of the state.
Same.
If there is an uncontrollable amount of items being smuggled into the state of Monroe, there can be checks and powers to, you know, check people, put criminal charges on them for importing goods and all that. But as it is in my opinion that as long as Libertalia has such free policies on illegal items, it will keep remaining an issue, and it can develop into an issue that could be potentially viewed as Libertalia being a haven for smugglers and criminals.
And I might suggest that you set up some kind of border control on your side to prevent it. That's
Of
the
course,
only
that can be achieved.
that's the only solution I can see in this matter.
Well, yes, that is a solution. There's also a problem to that solution, and that if there is no sure way of guaranteeing that that will be enforced always, and therefore it is my proposal that we receive the right to refuse extradition of smugglers based on what they're smuggling and in which quantities, regardless of status within Libertalia or the United States, and vice versa. And I do believe in the future it remains the policy of our government to in the future try and seek a way to have a full limitation of such smuggling acts from both sides.
Can we have a moment to discuss?
Of course, go ahead.
How do we feel about that?
We don't condone smuggling, and it's illegal here. It sounds like they just want to make it so if a citizen of Libertalia is caught smuggling, we can't say bring him back, right?
Yes. That's exactly
Otherwise,
what
they
we're
just do the time, pay the fine, and that's it, right?
doing.
What's
Yeah,
wrong with that?
I don't really
just,
care about that.
Giving us
Okay,
a
I'm just,
smuggling law.
I don't want to make decisions that you guys agree.
No, no, no.
Yeah,
No, that's
I'm fine with that one.
Okay.
yeah, yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, I didn't.
No, you're doing great.
Alright. If you guys are ready.
One moment.
Yep, no problem.
Very good.
You're
Alright,
getting
we're
balled
ready.
in the back.
Aye.
I see it. See it.
Alright, so I've discussed here with my colleague. For now, I do believe this issue should be left up for any future conversation. The illegal goods conversation. For now, I do believe the treaty would provision enough powers to dissuade smugglers. So I don't think any new additions would have to be made at the moment.
We're okay with the law anyway.
Alright. Is there a chance that we can get a complete list what things you consider smuggling goods so we can at least have posters up so people are aware of what they're doing?
Of course, I'll be sure to have the list of items that we would consider illegal smuggling be forwarded over.
Because then we can have some posters up by the docks at least. People cannot say that they didn't know.
Of course. Right, I believe we have that put on side for now. Okay, I think we are.
I think there's one more thing we should mention. What is your guys' opinion on the dock that is going into Libertalia after you get off the boat coming from Monroe? To my knowledge, on the last, I don't know if it's a part of the last treaty or what, but that is technically grounds of Monroe. Steel, what is your knowledge on that?
I think we did agree that the first 10 feet of the dock
First
are
10
still
feet.
part of the
Aye.
United States.
Okay, are you guys still okay with this
Yeah.
boundary?
That is
Muy
fine.
bien. Alright, just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure.
Yes, and that would mean that, of course, in theory, we could host any border checkpoints on that 10 feet of the dock.
Aye, that is correct.
Though, I would try to get something like a marcation, so people know when they enter the United States part of the dock. Because right now I think it's unclear, from what I remember.
It's the second pillar.
It's the second pillar, but yeah, I don't think most of the people don't even know that the part of the dock is the United States.
There has.
We are beginning to round off, but the last talk I do believe I wanted to have was about the new government in Guarma.
Mm-hmm.
New government in Libertalia, sorry, offering services such as writing legislation, helping write a constitution, helping design a government structure, and any of those implied together, in order to help Libertalia establish itself as a fully functioning republic or confederacy or anything else it wishes to be in the future.
A republic.
A republic. So, from my understanding, currently the government of Libertalia, which is not at the moment not recognized by us, but as the fact stands, I do believe it is the council of you, of course, 5 of you.
Yes.
Could you elaborate more on what the council's powers entail within Libertalia, and what the purpose was of installing such a form of governance?
Right, so we have 5 council members which the citizens of Libertalia have voted in. We will be handling discussion of laws and how we will step forward as a nation in whole. We will be taking votes which the citizens will be involved in, and we are having a system in place where we can have all the collective votes on each laws that we are going to pass. We are also the council which will handle punishments, fines, and discussions such as that, and such as setting up meetings such as this.
So, is there any distinctions inside of the council itself, or does every single member do exactly the same thing?
As right now we are all equal, we are also setting up check and balances as we speak. We are still freshly new as the council, and we were
Yes,
just
I very
getting
much
over.
understand. This conference, by the way, is not fully to make decisions. We're currently discussing the decisions we're gonna
Aye.
make. We're gonna write some proposals, some documents with the things we outlined in this discussion. What we're gonna do is we're gonna back and forth on such a document until we get a full deal hammered out.
No, I would like to apologize for how my brother, the former king, was treating the last treaty we had with the US and how he was running things. And the reason why he's no longer with us and why we are here as forming a council in the Republic is because we want to move past that. We don't want people to fear Libertalia.
We want better relations with the US.
Aye.
Very, of course, on behalf of the state, very much accept the apology and very much thank you for such an outreach and such a change of heart, as they say. Of course, in relation to the state, not in relation to yourselves personally. Of course, very much open to having good relations with Libertalia, having good commerce, good trade, and good systems working between us is always top priority.
Sounds good.
No, I do think that would be a conclusion to this conference for today. I do not want to keep anybody else waiting since it's been an hour already.
Yes, we thank you for your time and we appreciate the effort that both sides have put in.
Of course, on the mandatory handshake. So thank you.
Leave me out of this, huh?
Oh, come here,
Thank you
Minho.
very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Sorry. Alright. Put it there.
Of course, a man of age. I see.
Good to see you, Madre. I'm glad you're doing good.
Thank you.
I'm
very
doing
Thank you
Great.
too, sir.
much.
Hey.
Well,
Marianne, take care. I'll see you soon.
Uh.
Thanks for coming.
No, thank you.
you can of course always contact us if you need anything, and we'll be very happy to host the Libertalian government
Henry, good to see you
any
again.
time
Good to
again.
see you too.
within the
Yeah,
state.
travel safe, amigo.
Likewise. I hope for a
course.
much better relation in the future.
Of course. Thank you very much for attending.
How much do these chandeliers cost you?
I don't know.
You want to buy them? I think they're
No, they're too
obnoxious.
big. Yeah.
They're very low, aren't
I
they?
think that, hey, you got tall ceilings in that castle. It might be
It's
should
like
ask
if your
Mr.
side
Bob.
is losing, just shoot the other side's chandelier and you win.
That's why
I
they
very
don't
much
allow
enjoy the
guns in here.
statues. If you ever visit the offices, there's paintings of Lake and Nadies hosted by the Reggie's office over there, so
Oh,
Oh,
they're
I
more
have to go there.
expensive than the chandeliers.
Alright. Well,
Well,
right.
we
Well,
should
you guys have a lovely night. We are going to take our leave.
Of course.
Alright.
Have safe travels back to Libertalia.
Thank you.
I really,
Goodbye.
I really need water.
aim it too.